Shopping, working, and relaxing online can attract various digital threats. To improve your protection against them, just turn on NordVPN. This cybersecurity app will block web trackers and malware-infected sites. It will also encrypt your internet traffic without losing a smooth connection. Get NordVPN now. NordVPN, cybersecurity built for every day.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm pleased to be joined by Josh Ruffels. We'll start with Jack Conlon for BBC Radio Leeds.
Thank you. Hiya, Josh. Good to speak with you. I'll just start by reflecting on Tuesday night first. What was your assessment of that game?
Yeah, it's frustrating. I thought the first half in particular, I thought we played really well and dominated the game. Again, we seem to say it a lot, it's fine margins in the game, and look, we had a good chance in the first minute. I think that could kind of swing the game in our favour throughout the rest of the period. But look, we got caught out on one occasion, and it's a frustrating one. But now we know we've got 5 games left, and we've really got to knuckle down now.
Is it one of those that is almost extra frustrating, given how almost even it was for most of that contest?
Yeah, but I mean, in this league, you have to find a way to win, and we didn't do that, unfortunately, which is really frustrating on our end. But yeah, you can play as well as you want, but I think I said it after the game, I'd rather play worse and win, in a sense. So that's where we're at.
With the sort of season where it is right now, as you say, 5 games left, 4-point gap from yourselves and 6th place. I know the sort of cliches to take each game as it comes, but how far ahead are you looking when it comes to fixtures and trying to bridge that gap back?
Yeah, I mean, it is going to sound cliche, but yeah, Jon Worthington is very much take it game by game, and you can't get too carried away because it just doesn't work like that. So we've got a plan and a strategy for every game, and we've trained on how to beat Burton today, and that's as far as you can go really in this occasion. So yeah, that's where we're focusing on.
Are you keeping an eye on the results of those around you all as well? Again, given that you're hoping that teams drop points and what?
Yeah, I think you'd be silly not to. Like, we're all competitive people, and we've got a target all season where we want to be, and of course you're going to check the other scores around you at this sort of time of the period. I think anyone that would say different would be lying. So no, we know where we're at and we know what we need to do, and it's pretty simple now. We've just got to focus on winning every game, really.
What's the sort of mood been like around the squad in the past few months? It's been a season of sort of ups and downs, really. You've changed manager as well in that. How's everyone sort of dealt with what's gone on this season? Yeah,
I mean, it's been a bit of a rollercoaster season, hasn't it, with injuries and players coming in and out of the team, and like you said, managers coming in and out. But I think in general it's been really positive the last couple of months, and we've all stuck together, and it's had to be that way, really. I think the way it's gone for me personally, I think it's been a very up and down season, and trying to find that bit of rhythm now for me has been good. So I've enjoyed it in particular the last few weeks. So yeah, even this week, I know we lost on Tuesday, but it has been a positive week, and we played well, so we've got to build on those little positives, and hopefully we can get that final end product on tomorrow.
I was going to ask you, Josh, it's been a pretty up and down season for yourself as well. Just how do you, I know there's still games to go, but how do you assess your season, personally?
Pretty mediocre, to be honest. No, it's a tough start. I mean, we're in a competitive squad, and I kind of had a lot of conversations with the manager before about being in and out of the team, and look, it's all about yourself and how you conduct yourself off the pitch, and I think I pride myself on that quite a lot, and keeping yourself fit and ready to be able to perform when needed is really vital. So I'd like to think I've been able to do that the last few weeks, and hopefully I can continue doing that, playing in a slightly different position as well. But I've enjoyed that as well. It's something that I've kind of had to adapt to in my career. So yeah, I mean, trying to take the positives, I feel like at least I'm getting a good run of games now, and hopefully we can end the season on a strong finish.
You mentioned sort of switching positions a bit there. Injuries have naturally affected the squad this season, particularly in that back line. A lot of them have come in that particular area. How disruptive has that been when you are almost chopping and changing every week when it comes to a back four? You yourself, as you say there, have moved around a bit.
Yeah, you don't want to make excuses, but I mean, it does affect the team. You look at most kind of successful teams; they do kind of keep that core of their squad. So I mean, you call it luck or whatever, unlucky, sorry, or I don't know why it's happened, but it has happened. So we've just got that's why we've got a big squad of players to kind of fill the gaps when it happens. So yeah, it's kind of created an opportunity for me and probably other players in other positions I can't think off the top of my head, but. Yeah, you've got to make the most of it when you get an opportunity. It has been unfortunate though.
How have you found that little switch personally? From being a left back to perhaps having to hold yourself back a bit more as a centre back.
I've actually enjoyed it, to be honest. I mean, we've been in a back five and I've been on the left of a back three, and it's not too dissimilar to that, to be honest. You see a lot of the ball and you can kind of thread those passes through, and you do get a lot of the ball in this modern game as a centre back, so I don't mind it, to be honest. And yeah, it's good with Mikel as well coming back. I wanted to mention that thought he was really good on Tuesday and the last game before that. So having him beside me as well, it's been enjoyable.
What are some of the different sort of responsibilities that position brings?
Not conceding helps. Yeah, I think it's just being short and being a kind of solid foundation for the team and starting the attacks and starting the possession, and yeah, just trying to dominate your man as a striker. You want to limit them to as many opportunities as possible. So yeah, I mean, having Matty next to me as well, he's an experienced head. So yeah, I'm pretty confident that we should do a good job tomorrow.
You've played a big part under Jon Worthington since he's been in this interim period in charge. I know he's obviously been in and around the squad for a fair while, but what's he been like since he's moved into that role? Yeah,
it's been really good. Training's been, I've really enjoyed it. Very intense, but short and sharp, and I think the lads have really bought into it, and what his ideas that he's brought across has been really good. With Michael Tong as well, I think they've been a real positive spark for the lads, and we kind of want to repay that in a sense with the results. Now it's down to us on match day it's all right doing it in training, but you have to do it on a match day when it really matters.
Last couple from me. Burton this weekend, just how tough a task are they going to be? They're scrapping for points down the other end of the table. They've had a bit of an upturn in form recently as well. Yeah, I mean, like you said, they're fighting for their lives, so it's going to be a tough game. It's not, no game's ever easy, and you have to find a way to beat these teams. We've got a lot to play for ourselves, so we'll be fighting just as hard, and hopefully we can be on the right side of the result. As you said earlier, there's only 5 games left now. It's there's a good 3 or 4 teams that are still scrapping for those last few playoff spots. So do you have the belief that you can be the ones that do make it? Yeah, 100%. I mean, we've got more than enough to beat any team in this league, and if we don't have the belief, there's no point us coming on the pitch and playing. So no, we've got way more belief than. So yeah, we've got a lot going. That's great. Thanks, Josh. Better luck. Cheers.
Cheers, Jack. We'll just come to Stephen Chicken from We Are Terriers next.
Hi, Josh. Coming towards the end of your contract at the club, you're in the same boat as a few other players in that front, but presume you'll be trying to do everything you can, try and go for finish as high in the league as you can. Yeah, definitely. I think, like you said, with the contract situation, it's kind of on the back burner for me at the moment. For me, it's been knuckling down and trying to cement a position, and actually playing regular football has been my target for the whole season, to be honest. So look, you just have to see where you end up at the end of the season, but the playoff spot's the main priority at the moment. You discussed it with Jack earlier, but it's the lack of cutting edge in some games, the lack of finishing. Is presumably Worthy's been repeatedly banging that drum since he's taken over, including going into tomorrow, I presume. Yeah, I mean, it's not having a dig at the strikers, it's everyone. It's midfielders, it's wingers, it's defenders from set pieces, it's everyone. So I think we all need that cutting edge. We all know that deep down, that we've even getting the first goal kind of creates that momentum for the rest of the game, and we haven't quite done that the last few. I mean, we did it against Mansfield, but in general games, it's something that we kind of lacked. So hopefully we can kind of be on the front foot tomorrow and get those first goals. I know you say you'd rather sort of have a lesser performance, but the 3 points. But Do you take any solace in the fact, obviously, Wycombe have been a very strong side this season? They defended very well the other night. Does that give you encouragement that, perhaps most of your games the rest of the season, you're not going to be unlikely to face sides who are quite as strong as well?
Yeah, I think the performance was good, and like you said, they've been a strong outfit all season, and defensively they have been strong. So, I mean, you'd like to think we could score a few against the lesser opposition, but football's a funny game, and it doesn't usually work like that. So, no, I know we have to fight to earn the right in most games, and hopefully tomorrow we can start the game on the front foot, like I said, and get the first goal is really vital, I think.
That's all from me. Thank you.
Cheers.
Cheers, Steve. We'll just come to Leon Wobshaw from the Yorkshire Post last.
Hiya, Josh. Hope you're well.
Cheers.
Just thinking you can play in a few positions down the left. That left of a three, do you really like that? Is that you sort of, at this stage of your career, is that where you enjoy playing the most? It gets the best out of you, would you say?
Honestly, I don't mind. I think it's always good being versatile as a left footer. Like you said, left of a back three, centre back, left back are all positions that I enjoy playing. So whatever the manager sees fit, I'm happy to kind of take that responsibility and play. So yeah, that's it really.
How do you look back at your time at Huddersfield? Because it's just been, you've had to contend with a lot. I remember when you first came, it was COVID, and then Harry Toffolo was in the side, and you've had unfortunate injuries, and then you played a part in the Great Escape, and there's all sorts of, it's been really sort of up and down. All sorts has been happening, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's not been dull, has it? So yeah, it's been very up and down. I'd like to finish this season just on a high would be amazing, because there's been a lot of ups and downs and in and out of the team. So that my main focus is just to get this team back where it belongs and in the Championship.
And I touched on the Great Escape. That just showed that strange things do happen at the end of the season. Huddersfield they're not in a brilliant position, but there's still time. You still get stories on the last day of the season, so there's still
100%.
Quite a bit could happen. Yeah.
It takes one win and you build some momentum on that, and look, we've still got the Easter weekend. If you win both of them and other teams around you lose, it's a completely different story. So look, we've not lost any belief. We're fully in focus to win tomorrow and crack on.
That's it, isn't it? If you say you missed out on 2 points and you lost the game now, you'd never forgive yourself. It is sort of cup final time, isn't it, really?
Yeah, look, we want to win every game, and we've always had that kind of mentality all season, but everyone kind of puts the cliche that is a cup final every game now, and if that's what people want to say, we're not going to put too much pressure on ourselves. Look, we know what we've got to do in each match, and we're prepared for that.
I was just thinking, some of the defences that you've made, probably through a little bit of adversity, that's probably one of the things you've taken away from your time at Huddersfield. I know you share a car with Turts, and he's in a similar boat to you, isn't he? He's had his ups and downs, he's had injuries, been out the side, and I suppose that's one thing, getting a friendship with people like that, that's something that you can take away whatever happens, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. We made some great friends and some great relationships, and me and Turts have been through a fair bit of ups and downs, but no, like I said to you earlier, we want to finish on a high, and get in the playoffs and get promoted is still there for us, and we've got to believe.
Finish the season the right way, whatever happens, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
Right. Thanks, Josh. All the best.
Cheers. Thank you.
Cheers, Ben. Thank you very much. We'll be back shortly with Jon Worthington.
Thank you.
Shopping, working, and relaxing online can attract various digital threats. To improve your protection against them, just turn on NordVPN. This cybersecurity app will block web trackers and malware-infected sites. It will also encrypt your internet traffic without losing a smooth connection. Get NordVPN now. NordVPN, cybersecurity built for every day. Shopping, working, and relaxing online can attract various digital threats. To improve your protection against them, just turn on NordVPN. This cybersecurity app will block web trackers and malware-infected sites. It will also encrypt your internet traffic without losing a smooth connection. Get NordVPN now. NordVPN, cybersecurity built for every day.
Welcome back. I'm pleased to be joined by interim head coach Jon Worthington. We'll start again with Jack Conlon from BBC Radio Leeds.
Thank you. Hi, John. Good to speak with you. I'll just start by looking back on Tuesday. What are your sort of reflections a few days on now?
Yeah, watching the game back, but obviously what I saw for myself, frustration we didn't get more out of the game, and I think that's the underlying feeling really.
That word frustration, it's one that Josh Ruffels used a couple of minutes ago as well, given that it was a game that you were well in as well, and it's just one sort of error that's led to the result.
Yeah, I think frustration because I think we dominated large periods of the game, got into good areas, and just fell a little bit short in terms of the final decision making, crosses, finishing, whatever those actions were. But it's a collective, and it's everyone's responsibility, and we roll the sleeves up and go again.
You mentioned some of the sort of attacking options there. You had a lot on the bench on Tuesday. Can we expect to see a few different players used in that sort of central front position the next few weeks?
Yeah, I think we're getting into a more fortunate position now with players coming back from injury and also players coming back from a point where they can complete a game and match minutes, and I think that's obviously taken a little bit of time to get to that point. But I think I'm pleased with the options that we've got, and we'll be looking at into the game at the weekend to see where we can have most impact.
How are those strikers together as a group? Naturally, they're competing for spots, but are they geeing each other up as well when you see them in and around the training ground and what have you?
Yeah, I think it's not just the striker, it's everyone. It's like I said, it's a collective effort. Everyone's responsibility, whether it's from set pieces, general play, strikers. I think we've all got to accept and take on that responsibility, and that's something that everyone's well aware of, and something that we're looking to put right 100%.
Just touching on one of those strikers in particular, Dion Charles got a good reception when he came off on Tuesday night. It's naturally not been the easiest start to his time as a Town player. Are you confident he can find that goal scoring form? Because it seems like that's the one thing that's sort of eluded him so far.
Yeah, absolutely. I've been really pleased with his contribution in the last two games. Obviously, the impact off the bench against Mansfield, and then his contribution in the game against on Tuesday against Wickham. So yeah, I think we're fully aware of what his attributes are, and his focus is purely on trying to help the team as much as possible, and that won't change. And I'm sure he'll get the rewards for that.
What's he like sort of on a day-to-day basis when you see him in the week? Is he frustrated that that's the one thing that he's not quite got at the minute, that goal scoring? Because it seems as if he's doing most other things really well when it comes to pressing and the running.
I don't know. I don't think he's frustrated. I think within himself, he's a goal scorer. He's a striker. He wants to score goals. So I think he'll hold himself to account for that. But there's no pressure on him or any of the other strikers. Like I said, it's everyone's responsibility, and we've got to accept that. We've got to get the ball to those players in the right areas. They've got to hit the end points of when the ball comes in, and we've got to keep working towards getting what we want. And whether it's Dion Charles or anybody else, I'm fully supported behind them. They've been brought into the football club for a reason, and they're well aware of what that reason is, and I've got full confidence that they'll deliver.
In terms of personnel, were there any fresh injury concerns off the back of Tuesday? No.
The squad's in good shape.
There was no Radinho Balca in the matchday squad. Was that an injury or just a selection?
No, he's available for the game this weekend. So we've had to take into account of the period of when of his injuries and his condition and what he's done in the last kind of 3 weeks. So he's available for selection this weekend.
Is that sort of the knock-on effect that you're having to deal with as well? I guess when players are coming back from injuries, it's managing them and not just throwing them in.
There is a side of that. That's the modern game. That's where we're at. But it's no excuses from me. Whoever's picked to play knows what's expected of them. So it's never be an excuse. I'm really happy with the group of players that I've got to select from.
Is there anyone close to coming back that has been out in the past few weeks?
No one else currently.
Looking ahead then to this weekend, Burton, I said this to Josh Ruffels as well, are a team that are scrapping for points themselves, albeit in a different situation to you. They've had a bit of an upturn in form. How tough an opponent will they be?
Yeah, respect the opposition 100%. They're fighting for their lives, but we're fighting for something as well. And so I'm expecting a tough game, but every game in this league is a tough game. I think we've all seen that throughout the course of the season, but looking forward to it.
With the table where it is as well at the minute, with yourselves where you are and how close we are to the end of this season, is every game a must-win now, to use that cliche?
We can use the cliche. I see every game, regardless of whether it's 5 to go or 10. Every game should be a must-win. We should be trying to win every single game that we go into, and that won't change going into the weekend.
Last couple from me. I know you've said, I think you said it after the game on Tuesday, that you can't really enjoy this position when you're not winning games. But you personally, John, how have you found this period again back in interim charge?
Yeah, I've enjoyed it to that extent in terms of the experience and learning and working with the players. Absolutely, but again, I'm a winner. I hate losing, and so I'll never enjoy anything if I'm not getting the results for myself, for the team, and for the club.
Are there plenty of sort of learnings you can take out of this personally as a coach, regardless of what does happen in these last 5 games? I
think so, and I'll. At the minute, I'm just fully focused on the task in hand. I think at the end of the season, that's the time to reflect. But currently, it's just focusing on the next game and doing everything I can to help the team to try and get the result we want.
And since we last spoke to you, has there been any more talks with the owner about your role or what the future holds in that sense?
No.
All right. Cheers, John. Thank you. Best of luck.
Cheers. Thank you.
Cheers, mate. We'll just come to Stephen Chicken from the Art Areas.
Hi, John. Sort of same as I asked Josh, but as frustrating as Tuesday night was, do you take solace in the fact that you did dominate that first half and that you've at least got something to build on there? It's not like it was, bad performance across the field.
Yeah, I think ultimately, take away both boxes, and I think ultimately we're pleased with the performance. But let's be clear, it's not a performance time at the minute. It's results. So I'm really clear on that, and I understand that. But I think, like you said, you have to be able to take some encouragement from that and some of the actions and some of the moments that happened in the game. So we have to build on that. We know we have to be better, and we have to put that right again at the weekend.
I know you'll be concentrating on yourselves, but as you sort of touch on there, it is that time of year where league table feels very urgent. Burton are in a very urgent position. There can't be any underestimating them, can there?
No underestimating them. Absolutely, they're fighting for their lives, and so. But it's no different to us. We're fighting for our lives as well. That's everything that myself and the players are doing. So that we're fully focused on this game.
Just wanted to check, am I right in saying Brodie Spencer, is he game by game at the moment, his injury?
Yeah, he's out on the grass in terms of as part of his rehab, but currently not available for selection.
Okay. And I think when Herbie got injured, from what Michael Duff told us at the time, I think we were expecting him back around now. Is he still on course? I know you won't want to give too much away, but is he?
No, similar. Herbie's, I would say, in front of Brodie in terms of that coming back, but again, he's still not training with the group.
Okay, that's all from me. Thank you.
Cheers. We'll just come to Liam Upshaw from the Yorkshire Post last.
Hiya, John. I hope you're well. I was sort of looking at Burton. I mean, a while ago, everyone thought that was it. They were going to go down, and they've sort of shown a load of fight and turned it round. And I suppose that's an example to anyone, isn't it? I mean, your position, it's not over until it's over. There's still plenty to aim at this season, and teams can turn it round.
It's definitely not over. Definitely not over from our perspective. I can assure you that. And we'll be giving everything we can going into this game to try and win the game. Like I said, yes, Burton are fighting. They've had an upturn, but we're fully focused on ourselves, and we know what we need to do.
Can you sort of relate to your players? I mean, have you been in this similar sort of situation in your time in your career, maybe at time where you've been out of it, but it's looking like you're not going to maybe get in the playoffs and have success, but you've turned it around? I mean, there's lots of stories in football like it, isn't there?
Yeah, I mean, I've been fortunate to be in playoff teams, to get success and failure, and that's all part of the experiences. But what I would say is, I think, when it gets to the real latter stages of the season, it's about the teams that can hold the nerve, and it's the teams that can step up, because there'll definitely be twists and turns, and people that think games are winnable suddenly don't win them, and I think that's what will naturally happen. But we have to keep sole focus on ourselves.
It could be a big moment at Burton. I mean, it's one of those, you've had a bit of adversity results wise on the road, and she lost in midweek. If you can get a win, you're going to have all the diehards there in the away end. That could really lift you psychologically, couldn't it?
Absolutely, but I'm still really positive. It's all to play for. All to play for.
Do you? I mean, there's a lot of players sort of whose futures are up in the air. Do you sort of tell them they're going to play for the club, they're going to play for themselves, haven't they, really? I mean, there's obviously people watching, you're watching, and that's all part of it this time of the year, and personal pride and stuff like that.
Yeah, I think that's the same going on at every single club across the country, players in that type of situation. Been in that situation myself. Is it the easiest situation to be in? Absolutely not, but you've got to be a professional, and ultimately you've got to give the best account of yourself, because ultimately, whether that's here or anyone else, that's the most important thing for them as players.
Best of luck, John, as always. Thank you.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you very much, everybody. We'll speak to the majority of you next week.
Yeah, thank you.
Shopping, working, and relaxing online can attract various digital threats. To improve your protection against them, just turn on NordVPN. This cybersecurity app will block web trackers and malware-infected sites. It will also encrypt your internet traffic without losing a smooth connection. Get NordVPN now. NordVPN, cybersecurity built for every day.